We're going to turn the microphone on. That'll help. Well, good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending where you're watching from. My name's Zach. Welcome back here to the Launchpad. Here at the Launchpad, we talk about everything space, space flight, space engineering, and the future of space. And tonight we're just hanging out, talking about space, and we are going to be continuing our build of the Lego ISS kit that we started last night. So if you didn't see that, head on over to our channel. You can see part 1 there. It's about 2 hours long to get us to the point where we're at. But before we started, I thought I'd just share something quickly that we found. We're cleaning out some rooms in our home and kind of cleaning up some closets. And my grandparents pulled this out from 2007. And I remember doing this, but I don't remember actually getting the certificate. So this is a certificate from the University of Arizona and the Planetary Society that they were doing a Silica mini DVD on the Phoenix mission to Mars. And this was in February 2007, I believe this was issued. So I'm going to have to follow up on the mission. I know I followed it at the time, but it's been quite a while. And excited to, see kind of where it goes. But my name was on that one. We were also on the Spirit and Opportunity, I believe they were. We're not sure which of our names were on it, but we won a contest when I was in grade 4, I think it was, and put all our family's names on there as well. So been sent to Mars a few times by name. I'm not sure if hopefully by person at some point in the future. We'll see. Depends how easy space travel is, in the next 10, 15, 20 years. Definitely would go to orbit, to the space station. Moon would be awesome. I'd love to stand on the moon and do that thumb thing where everything you've ever known is smaller than your thumbnail. Mars, that's a long trip. I've gone on trips where it's 6 months away from my actual home. But 6 months to get somewhere, that would be long. So depending how that all goes, Elon, let me know. Maybe. We'll see. We're going to continue our build here. We left off on page 112 of the instructions here. So we're going to be starting with bag 5. This is where we are at in our build here. There we go. Put that back on. Let's see here. Let's get this to focus for you. There we go. We're going to turn on. A little more focus. That's not too bad. So this is where we're currently at in building. And we're going to kind of just keep going from there. We're going to start with bag 5. We're going to put this just off to the side here. I'm actually going to turn it this way, I think. So a little less shadow. So it always looks like there's not a lot in these bags. And then you pour it out, and then it's this actual large piece. So in this kit, in bag 5, we are going to start working on the some of the first bigger panels and counterweights and the extensions off of the sides here. There, move those over. This is our extra pile here. There we go. Sure there's nothing left in those. Nope, we're all good. I'm going to make some room. Let's see, we're going to move these over a bit more, actually, and put the station. I'll make sure you guys can. We'll do it that way. There we go. That gives us some more actual building space. But if you're new here, welcome. Here at the Launchpad, as I said earlier, we cover everything space, space flight, space engineering, and the future of space. And we do a weekly update on everything that happened in the last 7 days in space and what you can look forward to in the next 7 to 10 days. We try to post those every Monday. So make sure you come back for that. We do live coverage of launches, landings, and the testing of Starship. So we did see some testing of Starship. Well, we didn't actually see the testing of Starship today. We heard it. We saw a little bit of orange through the thick fog. That's why we didn't end up going live, because you wouldn't have seen anything if we did. But hopefully, we haven't heard anything yet on how the testing went. So we're kind of waiting to hear how that went. And we'll go from there. But they did do a static fire today of Starship SN9. It did seem rather short. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean they were having some issues. I'm glad they were able to get back to testing very quickly after the safety zone violation yesterday. So I'm glad that was cleaned up and taken care of. I'm sure they're looking into it, but they were able to continue with testing. So that's a good thing. So if you do have any questions on what I'm building or space flights, Starship, anything, let us know in the chat. And if I have an answer, great. If I don't, I'll tell you. And maybe we'll look one up and try to get you an answer either here or on our next episode. Just going to make sure I've got the chat pulled up here. Yes, I do. We have set a goal of trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of February. So if you can give us a hand by clicking that subscribe button, that would be awesome. And, oh, come on, I want to send a message. Just loading this here. There we go. And now it wants us to flip these over. Okay, we're looking for a little bit different piece here. Doing this one. If it is your first time joining us, we also do have our Discord link in the description. Feel free to jump on in that. Come hang out. We do have a couple of people in our Discord tonight hanging out in there, so you might not see them in the chat here. They're on there. And we'd love to have you in there. As part of our Discord, you do get to hang out, talk about upcoming builds, things like that, send news tips, and everything there. And we'd, love to have you in there. I think I found... Yeah, that does look... In our Discord, one of our friends in there is brought up the whole fact that in Iron Man 2, they Elon's in it, Elon Musk, and they actually used the SpaceX factory office place in it to film one of the scenes, and he's got some screenshots showing some of the different tanks and engines and stuff, but there looks to be almost like the edge of a dragon in one of the scenes, which is really cool because I never would have thought of looking for that. But yeah, you can see like their office where they have their mission control now in one of the scenes, and it's really neat seeing kind of real world merge with the MCU. Spoilers, there was the snap. Yes, Elon survived, according to what I have been told today in the Discord. So that is good news for society and the world in the MCU. Elon is still there. Sorry, guys, my phone's just going off here. I'm just gonna turn it off. There we go. Perfect. So we got those two things built here, and they're gonna go on right away here. Actually, maybe we are gonna put this here today. We'll see. Try to keep it out of the way for you. So they are going to attach onto these little black studs that we put on yesterday. There we go. That's cool. There we go. Move this up there. Maybe I'll put it that way. Yeah, that's definitely a dragon. Yeah, it definitely is. That's cool. It's cool to see how far out they were, like, planning them. You know, like they had these prototypes and stuff quite early on. Because when was that filmed? When was Iron Man 2 filmed? Someone let us know in the chat or on our Discord. I'm looking for this little, look at this tiny little antenna. There we go. So we're putting this on. I'm going to rotate this so it's the same way as the instructions. Oh. And it also wants us to do one of the little flats with a hook. There we go. Where is it going to go? It's going to go right there. Right on the edge. We just put this little hook on. Released in 2010, so most likely filmed in 0809. Yeah, it'd be a very early version. Because the first Dragon was, I guess it wasn't too long for Cargo Dragon. Began filming April 6, 2009. Okay, interesting. I might just have to tweet Elon. Be like, hey, what's next for you in the MCU? And we're looking for one specific. It's one of these, but it looks like it has. Oh, there it is. It's just a different color. That's why. Doing this piece. And then we're putting. We're going to put on a hinge. Two of these little gold ones. And then a flat white single. This is going to go here. Come on. There we go. I'll just turn this a little for you there. There we go. We just attached this piece here, and it's got the gold piece there. So only one of those. And we're now going to do another antenna. Did some of those last night. So we're going to grab this little hinge. Gold antenna piece. And one of our discs here. And that's going to attach into that clip that we just added. Got a few different antennas on here. Well, these are alternating angles here. SpaceX. This demo on flight was an orbital space flight of a Cargo Dragon and second over flight of Falcon 9, December 8th, 2010. So, I mean, that's not long. Year and a half after when they filmed. Well, it could be anywhere within a year and a half up to close to launch, because the film came out in 2010. Okay. And it was later in 2010, if I remember correctly, like mid. So, yeah, definitely about a year probably there that we're not exactly sure when it was filmed. But that's cool. That would have been neat to film in there. To be like on that crew and be like, yeah, here's like future spacecraft. Film released. Was it? Oh, it was May. Was okay. It's not as late as I thought. So it could be some of those first vehicles. Yeah. There we go. And lots of these little details right now. Did you get to watch or listen onto Starship at all today? This is really bad. I'm blanking on your name. This is terrible because I do know it. Just one of those days. If you're wondering who I'm talking to and you're watching on YouTube, I'm not talking with our Discord as well. So if you haven't joined that, feel free to jump on over. We don't charge for it. It's a great community. Come hang out. Suggest ideas for future broadcasts, videos, things like that. So last night we had some interesting suggestions for future videos that we may or may not do in the future. We shall see. These are going under here. I don't know why. You didn't miss much. You couldn't see anything, so don't feel too bad about missing it. I'm just hoping that if they do go for a launch here in the next little bit, that they have a clear weather day. Because unless you had a camera right up, there was only one La Padre cam that was like clear. And it still wasn't perfectly clear, but it was clear enough. Another satellite dish here. again going on this underneath part. So we just added these two little sections here underneath. It says to turn it around. Whoop. And do the same thing on the other side. Or similar. First mission, 2 CubeSats and a cheese wheel. Okay. I mean, who doesn't love cheese? I mean, even if you're lactose intolerant, I feel like you'd love cheese. You just can't have it. And I'm speaking that as someone that has had. I have been lactose intolerant in the past. This was something I was excited to build. We are going to build the Canadarm 2. So this is the second Canadarm here. The first Canadarm was on the Space Shuttle, which we will be building hopefully next week. And then, so the Canadarm 2, and then they just announced Canadarm 3 will be getting deployed at Gateway Station. And what's really neat is it's actually 2 different arms. So it's the one main arm, which will be super critical for its work, but it's going to have a secondary smaller arm that will be able to do robotic maintenance to the main arm. Oh, 100%. Yep. Check our Discord for something very true about lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant, and peanut intolerant. Because very accurate. So let's see here. We're going to start this wheel, and we are looking for piece here. Putting a claw on it. A good friend of mine is actually working on the next Canadarm. Sent me a message shortly after it was announced, and I made some posts about it. Hopefully in the future, we might be able to have him, in the long future, have him on the channel, maybe talk some more. But that won't be until it is very much public. A lot more, like it's launched, and you can publicly see it. And stuff, so probably talking a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to do that in the future, or at least have him on and maybe we can talk about past stuff, the past Canadarms, because that'd be sweet. And then this is attaching. Where is this going? Oh, interesting. Okay, so we are attaching it onto like the gold piping that's in here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got our Canadarm. What do you guys think of the vertical view? Is this good, or would like a side view be better? Like if you're like from behind me shooting at the table, like over my shoulder. This is the second one we've done like this. We're trying it out, seeing what's working with our cameras and what's not. But love your feedback. Or would you want both? Because like right now, I've got one camera for the drop down, in one window, and then we actually on the same computer have the second window, which is doing me. So in the future, we could try to change that. That's a built-in one, but if we got a secondary camera, that's a second angle. Lots of possibilities. Overhead's fine for the Lego builds. Yeah. Is the image clear, or is it me that it's a bit blurry tonight and yesterday? Like, you were in with us when we did the first one, when we did the Saturn. Is it any different, or does it look the same? Because it's the same camera. Seems a bit fuzzier. That's what I thought too. And I'm very confused on why. Because it's the exact same camera. It hasn't moved. And I don't think if I do autofocus, the only thing that's different is that I changed the zoom. But I don't, it's about the same height. That's if we take HDR off. That seems to help with the color a little bit. Frame. We'll try it out. That seems a bit better, actually. We'll play around with it. Just means we might have to refilm these in the future. Do another build. But I mean, that's what Lego is. You build it and you take it apart. So let's be honest, no, you don't. You build it and you put it on a shelf so it looks good behind you. When you say fuzzier, fuzzier from last night or fuzzier from the build a week ago? I'm going to check one setting here. It says it's the same. Interesting. Now we're putting some blue pipes through these two pieces on the end here. And these are building the structure for what we're going to be attaching on the side of the station. That these will then hold the large panels. Definitely. Is it? Oh, perfect. Too bad I didn't think of that yesterday. Yeah, it looks clear. This is when we stop and I take it all apart again. And we'll start from now. Maybe no. We'll do that in the future. I might do like a stop motion build or something. It's actually quite fun building these. But you only need like one ISS, maybe two. But no, these are going to be what's holding the main portions of the larger solar panels. I do have some plans to get some of these similar parts to do the expansion to match the station's expansion that was just announced 2 weeks ago. They're going to be adding 6 more panels. Similar to the large panels, they're going to be about half the length of them. So like, let's say you had 2 panels like this, you're going to have a third panel here. And then the original panels are longer here. Like if this was one panel, you have another, and then you have a smaller one in between. So these are not the panels, though. we go. Just to set those aside. Taking one of these with a silver pipe, putting the pipe through. Another one of these blocks, putting that on an L. And one of these white ones off there. So we're doing that build right there. It looks like we need one of those. Okay. Take another one of these with another brick. And the second brick. And then this is going to attach on there. We're putting a 4x1. And the light silver cover. And this is going to be attached here. Oh, and we do need two of those actually. Oh, we're going to build another one. Also giving on what? Okay, in our Discord, according to a Reddit post, they also gave Elon an Iron Man suit replica that he has on display. Okay, see, now I have to go to SpaceX head office. Like, I didn't know you could do that, and I used to live down there. Like, in the early years of SpaceX. And we never went to JP. We went to a few places, but we never went to JPL, and we never went to SpaceX for Hawthorne. And we went to the where did we go? It was the Ames research station. It was an old inflatable place that they had redone. It was a research. So that was cool. And I did get the privilege of going onto Edwards Air Force Base actually the day before a shuttle landed. So they had already closed it down somewhat to the public. And one of my family members worked for the military Department of Defense at the time. So we got to go onto the base. I was very sad that the shuttle was delayed one extra day from coming home, because otherwise we would have been there for the landing. But, which would have been, crazy to have seen. There we go. So we're just putting these extensions on here. Again, these are where the larger panels are going to go. And this is what also gives us the movement to the panels. Yeah, we're just going to fit in this frame here. Might be a little tight, actually. Don't think I have the camera as low this time. I think I have it lower. Okay. It wants us to rotate and then turn. We're putting some of these 2x1 kind of circular round pieces on. Did I miss? I think I missed a step. Yeah, I did. Miss these silver pieces. Not sure I'd call them mission critical, but if they're there, they probably are. know, I'd love to, even though like SpaceX head office is like the old thing to see, you know, in some ways, I would still love to get to visit it. I think it'd be really fascinating to see, you know, where kind of the future of our space industry started, and even just to say you were there, you know, in 20 years when SpaceX is like Ford, Chevy. Oh yeah, or probably more like I guess like Air Canada or like United, something like that. But yeah, no, I was in that building back in my day. Back in my day, we lived through a pandemic. We launched rockets to Mars. Oh, that's where these are going. Okay. I have to look at the ISS. I don't remember these big white panels on it. And there we go. Now we can. Ooh. There we go. That's the station coming together. We're going to set this to the side here. We are starting on to bag number 6. I'm going to pull it out because there's 2 bag 6s. Now does it tell? That's okay. Does this tell me when I need the other bag? No. So we need both at the same time. Oh boy, that's going to get repetitive. Oh, there is another bag in here. Okay. Just do some quick organization. So we're going to be building 8 identical solar panels here. So here. Okay, so we're taking this piece, this, I think. Now we're putting this on it, and then one of these, and then 2 of these little ones. Almost like Kylo Ren lightsabers without the handle. So you just put another one. Perfect. I'm going to crank these out here pretty quickly. There's little Kylo Ren lightsabers that aren't open. No extras in these pieces. These are what I'll have to build just slightly shorter. Same idea, but like just cut it down for the smaller panels. Easier to show you what that'll look like once we have it fully built. But there we go. Now we're doing almost like an extension. And more of these little silvers. Okay. Little silvers are going to get repetitive and not super enjoyable. They're a little bit hard on the fingers. Definitely feel like they could have either made that one piece or something. Because unlike the Saturn V, they weren't going for like a number count. It wasn't like they wanted 19. I don't think 864 has any special like representation for the ISS. Number of people that have visited, maybe? I don't think so. Number of rotations in a week? Or orbits? are exactly the right number of pieces for this. And then literally after this, it's just the panels and we're done. Still glad I think that we broke this up. I think it would have been a long night. Where are we at? Just curious. Yeah. Would have been another. We still probably got another half an hour or so. Nice to come into it fresh-minded. There we go. Where's all of our structures? And what are we doing now? Because we need 16 of those, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. I am very glad that these are not stickers. These would be a lot of stickers. And definitely look a lot nicer being the finished printed piece. Yeah, I feel you there, Marcus. Definitely, like, give us, like, you could have either done a 2x4, or you could have done, like, a 1x8, or a 2x8. Like, they weren't going, again, they weren't going for numbers. Like, yeah, a 2x8, I think, it would have been. I think this might be one of the reasons they listed as I think it's a 16 plus build. It's not that I wouldn't say it's a challenging build. I'd actually challenge it. The Saturn V is harder. And I'm assuming the lander is as well. I'd say like this has been a pretty like basic build, but yeah, this is definitely just like, oh my goodness. It's like, I get it. The solar panels go here. They would have deployed one solar panel in space already faster than it is taking me to clip on these solar panels. Like, we could launch a rocket and be in orbit before I'm done putting on all these panels. On par with this one? Okay. In that it's tedious, or like it's not hard, but it's just detailed. I'm excited for the lander. It says it's shipped today, so it's still on target for Monday. So I'm not sure who it's shipping from or where, because this one shipped and got delivered within like 6 hours. Whew, we made it. Time for a drink. Okay. Yeah, it's very detailed, the other one. This one I feel like it would be hard to put the lights on. Like, there's so many, like, not simple pieces, but like, yeah. Okay, I see how they do this. Lots of hinges. Even this part, I feel like, could have been built almost in reverse. Build the panels, then build the structure. Now 32 more tiles. Yeah. I've already gone through... Oh, I don't want those on this yet. I've already gone through... what would that be? 32. 64. What's 32 more? It does give it the nice finish of like the texture. Which I'm wondering if like these lights behind me will pick up at all. And now you're probably thinking I put the other hinges on this side, right? You would be wrong. Now we take these and we put the hinges on here. And this one goes here. Then you line it up. I mean, that's not bad. That's not terrible. But I would have thought, like, build this with all the hinges and then put these on and then slide it in. There's one. So I'm going to set that there. I do appreciate that you can hardly mess this part up. Then a bit of tension to hold them together. Yeah, exactly. There we go. I can't remember what I was doing when Tori was doing this part. I think I was in a meeting. I did not remember him doing this part. And then I remember coming down and he was putting them on. So, kind of nice that I didn't know what I was getting into. Because I think I probably would have put off part 2 for a while. Very tedious. More repetitive. love for them to bring out like an ISS, a shuttle, the lander. Maybe not the lander, but like the shuttle, Saturn V, and stuff, all to scale, like to the same scale. Because like these are little astronauts here are definitely a different size than I think the Saturn V ones. Maybe they're the same, but the Apollo's a totally different scale. So yeah, we did the panels. They're done, and now we're gonna put them on. Just clip into these ports. Okay, it does look good though. Put them on a slight tilt. Landers and minifig sail, microfig, yeah. It's like if they could just make one of them, they make the lander. Mind you, I feel like you don't need the lander. So this and the Saturn V are to scale. Really? I feel like the Saturn V is bigger than this to scale. Because this is like the size of a football field or something, I think they said in space. But I guess, yeah, maybe Saturn V is similar. Okay, there we go. We're going to add our little ships. This one can dock here. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, look close. Saturn V comes with, right, yeah. This. Rotate this around here. Once you have those panels, it does get quite the size. We've got our little, I think I'm not sure if it'll hold it. There we go. There's our cargo dragon. Let's see, is there anywhere I can dock this extra Soyuz other than putting it on the bottom? Put it on this side, maybe? I'll put it on the bottom. Along with our little space shuttle. Now, only if this was strong enough that you can have this like floating. Because this would dock. If I remember correctly, I think it docks on this side. I'm curious. Can we get it to dock? Need a. Oh, this might work. Oh, that doesn't fit. We will find a way. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's going to have that little extra nub on it, but that might just have to do. Hey, there we go. We can dock the space shuttle. And then we got our little men. Oh, you did have it docked. How did you dock it? Ah. I feel like it's nicer having it docked than... Yeah, I like that. That's a good way of doing it. Thank you for that. And then we have our men. And we can just put them on the station. And where do we want to put one? What would be realistic? Sorry guys. Maybe out here. Doing some work on the panels. Yeah, it's coming in for docking. Let's see. Space station. Okay. Yeah, it is pretty close. Interesting. That's good to know. I should make one of these updated with the even the shuttle's not too far off the scale. A little bit, but not much. I should do an updated one of these type of images with like Starship and everything. See, now if this pipe wasn't here. Ooh. Satellite down. Where did this... Definitely a fragile set. This one. Really don't get the point of that piece. I think just for the sake of it, is there another? There's a lot of Soyuz on it. I was going to say, is there another place to dock another one? But I don't think there is. I think this is a full station. So, let me just put that underneath. Right here, we can put our little guys here. And there we go. See if I can zoom this out just a little bit here for you. This way and this way. And there we go. That is the International Space Station. I've got some extra little pieces for it. Probably can find a way to incorporate them in some way. We've got our Canada arm here, bringing in our cargo dragon for the first time. Bring it in here type of thing. We've got our shuttle just under here, coming in for docking shortly. And we've got a whole bunch of Soyuz connected. But that is it. That is the build. Very fragile build. Enjoyable. Like, it was fun. Some very interesting detail. Ooh, sorry. Need to tighten that up. Some very interesting detail to the kit. But no, it's quite nice. I definitely think it's something I'm going to consider hanging. Like, if you were to... This is going to scare me and probably give Marcus PTSD. But if you were to hang it like that without the stand, definitely has a nice look. I probably at that point glue it, at least in some spots. But for now, the stand is fantastic to have. We're going to carefully put this back on. Ooh. Those Soyuz were meant to undock anyways. Where did this one come from? Where did it come from? I think this was just... So I tried everything, including base, by holding it from... Yeah. It doesn't... Like, it's a nice kit, but there's almost no strength. There we go. Like, the only strength is literally if you hold it from the base. Anywhere else, you're asking for it to kind of collapse. But let's see here. I'm going to go put it behind me. So just give me a second here, and I will be right back. And there we go. It is up. Definitely going to play around with its positioning and making it. I might swap the Saturn and the ISS tonight, see what it's like. But there it is. Let me turn that light to white and see what that. If I make those, make just that one light. There we go. Make it kind of sunny. Not too bad. Yeah, that's why it's a 16 plus set, that it's so sensitive. Yeah, probably. That would explain it. There we go. We can move that down. There's our little sunrise happening with the ISS. I definitely think I'll probably swap those two just so you can try to see this more. I'm going to be finishing up the rest of our backdrop here in the next day or two before our next stream. So that'll help also keep the light in. It barely fits on this shelf. Like the solar panels are just touching the two black pillars. So that is pretty sweet. But no, it looks good. Definitely will play around with our lighting. I kind of like it in the blue too. We might even hang it in that. So I might just put some strings built into the Lego and just like suspend it on that shelf. But tipped a little so we can actually like see the station. Yeah, absolutely. Like if you put it sideways, I find it doesn't fit too well. It definitely has to be the horizontal. But I think hanging it in there would be really good. It wouldn't be hard either. And then if it did ever fall, knock on wood, it's only going to fall a couple inches for it. But yeah, that is the Lego ISS 16 plus set 21321, 864 pieces complete. Also just rotating all the panels. I did rotate them to the sides. I didn't find it changed it too much for the fit. The shelf is like just exactly the size of the panels, just their width of it. But there that is done, complete. And yeah, I think, our next build is going to be the Space Shuttle from Mega Bloks. We're just finishing up making sure we have all those pieces. It's a 20-year-old kit. So excited to have that come together. It's a little bit bigger than this, so a little similar to Saturn V. Definitely not to scale to the Saturn V. But no, it's sweet. It's got some powered elements. With some voice components with the cargo bay doors and everything in there. So excited to be building that next. If you are new and just joining us, we're just wrapping up here for tonight, but welcome. My name's Zach. Welcome here to the Launchpad. Here at the Launchpad, we cover everything space, space flight, space engineering, and the future of space, and you're just catching the tail end of one of the Launchpad build sessions. Yesterday and today, we built the Lego International Space Station, and last week we built the Lego Saturn V. We're going to have the Mega Bloks Space Shuttle coming up here probably next week, and then in a couple weeks we'll do the Lego Apollo Lander, start to complete some of our backdrops, and we'll be going from there. We're going to be expanding these out here the next few days. But if you're new, give us a hand, like the video, subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you here around. We do weekly news updates covering everything that happened in the last week, as well as what's coming up in the next 7 to 10 days. We do these builds. We do live coverage of launches, landings, and Starship testing. And yeah, I just want to thank our Discord members for being in there and chatting it up with us. Thank you, Marcus, for being with us the last couple of nights. It's been great having you in there and chatting with you through these builds. And we look forward to having you here with us again. If you want to join our Discord, it's always free. We'd love to have you over there. Link is in the description. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. But most importantly, hit us subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of February. But I think that is going to wrap us up for tonight. I'm going to hang out in the Discord a bit, maybe look at some future builds of some retired sets, and we're going to go from there. But from the Launchpad, this is Zach signing off. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.